Hey y'all, it's Natalie and I'm here again with another Say What scrapbook sketch focused on titles, which is my favorite part of a page. And I'm going to make a Christmas layout today. I'm using mostly simple stories here, the Holly Jolly. I'm going to use a Stamp Society door set. I have a picture of me and Lachlan. We have a very muted Christmas background here. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to use the cream, black and white, add in a couple pops of red, a couple pops of glitter, gold. So I am picking out a font. So this scrapbook sketches are focused on using titles. And so this title is going to be a single word that is full of a pun. And we're going to emphasize the pun by making that part of the word larger. So I'm using the script for the word Yule, and the title is FabYULEous. And then I'm using the serif for the smaller letters. And that's going to go directly under the photo in the collage. It's the top with the photo in the tags, and then this little stamp. I wanted to use the door. I thought that it went with the photo really well. This is from the Stamp Society Heidi Swap. I'm trying to figure out how the die works. Ends up not really mattering. It's a sandwich die, but I end up slicing it up anyway because it's backwards. Anyway. But it will cut out the part that I'm looking to use, and it will be used as a die cut. So I'm stamping this up. Sorry about the head, because I'm now trying to match up the door, the actual door part, with the outline, because I want to stamp the beautiful red color. So that's going to be one of my pops of red. So I was trying to get really close and making sure I matched it up and looked really nice. So that's what I'm making there. I'm using lumberjack plaid. It matches perfectly with the other red papers I'm using. That mostly is going to be in the title. I use it to cut out the title. Now this is just little dots that go around the door. They're supposed to be lights. So I'm going to do that with some embossing ink, and then I'm going to use this gold glitter, my favorite gold glitter embossing powder from Wow. I'm going to heat that up and melt it, and it's just going to be like little lights around the door. There's not a stamp for it on the stamp set, but that little mail plate on the door, I'm just going to use my embossing pen and color it in and use that same powder to add a little shine there, and then I'll add a wreath on at the end that came out of that same die set. Now I've cut out the tags that I want, and I'm going to place them across the top there. You can see it cut it out backwards. That's why I'm showing you. So I just decided to slice it off because I like the nice cut of it. I don't want the bad side. So you could cut it out and then stamp it after you cut it, but you have to stamp it on the wrong side. So I had already done it anyway, and I was like, no, we're just going to use it as a die cut. I don't, but if you did want to use it as an interactive element, that could be fun because you could put a photo on the other side. But this is going in a 12 by 12 page protector, but it would be really good for a December daily because I like to do interactive things in that. So just kind of laying everything back on the page to see how I would want it. You know, according to the sketch, you don't have to do that. You just follow the sketch, right? I will exchange the door and that tag on the right just to kind of keep the door less busy next to the photo. But you can see that title there. I don't have a background to the Yule letters. I just double cut it, and I cut it in black, and just I'm doing a little bit of offset. So I learned that from my friend Jessica Michaels. She's a whiz with the cut files, and I have been using that technique a lot lately. So I decided to rough up the edges of all of these tags and things, and then I ink them up as well. So that gold ink is from the cherry box, the winter cherry box this month. And then I'm also going to use the red lumberjack plaid on some of the white. And then I'm going to use just my black ink to ink up the edges of another one. And, you know, really going in hard on that trio of colors and keeping it to those three colors, mostly just black, red, and gold. And I really love the way it turned out. So I added a little pop of red around that tag. And then you'll see me cutting out the holes here in a minute to definitely add twine. I always add twine to my tags, and that just really finishes the page nicely. If you didn't have it, I think that you'd be missing a lot. And so even more so, I added a twine at the bottom. You could see the very bottom of the page. There's a banner section. And so that twine at the bottom mimics the twine at the top, and really brings home the design element. So you can see I moved that door over to the right, away from the photo, and it feels nice. It feels like it's not crowding the photo with too much. I did want to make it a little bit bigger because the tags are so large, and it's just easy to back it with some black and cut around it as a nice little arch shape. Perfect. I'm adding the wreath. So the die had a little bit of wreath. It cut out a bunch of little teeny tiny pieces. So I used the bow in that, and I added another bow that's from Flower Crafts. All of this stuff, if it is in the store at a cherry on top, I will link it below, but I did use a whole lot of my stash. So honestly, I'm not really sure how much is in the store anymore, but I know that that little twine bow from Flower Crafts is, and it's such a good deal. It's like $3 or something. But if you're ever ordering anything and you just need a little something to get you to the next mark for free shipping or something, it's a perfect little ad. And I use it a lot. It's really useful, and I love it. So I'm going to start gluing down the alphas. So those are the Heather alphas from Pinkfish Studio, my favorite. They do come in 2 cuts. So I use the black and then the red on the foreground. And then, like I said before, I just double cut the Yule, and I'm just going to put the black as a little bit of a shadow underneath it. I did kind of cut it all out of the same piece of paper in hopes that the stripes on the paper lined up. So that's why it's nesting together really nicely, because I cut it all out next to one another, and in anticipation of kind of stacking it together like this. So I'm going to have the sketch at the end of this video where you can snap it. I have a black or white version because I know a lot of people like black and white version, but I also like to do a color version for me. That's what I like. But you, of course, could change the colors. You could change the dye. You can change the theme. That's the beauty of a sketch, and it's so fun. I have a few guests that are going to come up and play in 2025 with me, which I'm really excited. I wanted to get a couple of these sketches under my belt before I had friends play along, but it's going to be a fun one. I used my fringe die from Lawn Fawn to cut a black one, and then that gold glitter is also from Heidi Swap. And then I'm just adding that twine, one of the twine that I used at the top on the tag, and I'm just going to loop it around down here. I'm going to use a little bit of glue in a few spots to keep it down, but it adds really nice texture. I added a Santa sticker that matched really beautifully down in the bottom right. It kind of balances nicely, gives a nice visual triangle, along with the red little label sticker that says Yuletide something. I don't know. I can't read it from here, but you know, it plays on the Yule again. So now I'm just embellishing. I'm going in with a few more of the little stickers. I'm going to add in some star stickers and a couple of hearts, puffy hearts. And then at the end, off screen, I go in and I add a few gold sequins, which you don't see me do, but I do add that, and you'll see them in the final photos. Again, I'll link down below. Please tag me if you use this sketch, because I would love to see it. I get really excited if you use it. And there you have it. And I'll link it to the gallery. I'll post it in my gallery at a cherry on top, and I'll also post it on my Instagram. I'll put all those links down below. Thanks for watching, y'all. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'd love it if you'd like and subscribe. Bye, y'all.